Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Joe's RodShop podcast. All right, I'm back. We got a new show going up, and as always, it's going to be a good one. All right, before we get started, guys, remember, click that like and subscribe button. If you are listening to this on one of the podcast platforms, remember, you can subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notifications when there's episodes drop. YouTube and Facebook, yeah, like, subscribe, make a comment. Love to hear from you guys. All right, once again, this episode is brought to you by SA Hart Media. If you need help with social media for your shop, your car shop, or you want to promote some parts and you guys just don't have the time, give us a call. If you want to be on the show, we've been talking about this over the last few weeks. If you are in the car business and you want to get onto the show to talk to us and tell us more about your shop and what you do, go to our website, sahartrods.com. There's a button that says, I want to be on the show. And you can click that, fill in your details. Guys, I know there's a lot of guys that's approaching us because they just like talking cars, but we really want to keep this open for guys who are actually in the industry, who wants to promote their shops and that type of stuff. Of course, I want to talk cars with everybody. But yeah, so we really want the businesses involved to start talking to us. So we know who's out there and what cars you guys are building and what your companies are doing. And it's for free, guys. So give us a call whenever you want, and let's get you guys on the show. All right. Now, beginning of 2020, I got involved with a company called OLE Connect, and we started a new project called Win My Ride. Now, Win My Ride is where we took a normal E30 BMW, we modify it completely, and we give the car away. Now, the project was started, everything was great, and then obviously lockdown happened, and with lockdown, we found issues with the car and stuff. So the project got put on hold for a few months while we had to reassess and sort everything out. But the project's now back up and running. But now the project actually works with Pocket TV. For the guys that saw the TV show, the RodShop, which is currently running on Ignition. You can check out the seasons are running on Ignition as we speak. Some of the episodes, you'll see Pocket TV is being promoted. So Pocket TV is an online platform that has massive amounts of videos and stuff. You can actually go check out most of my shows and stuff there as well. Now, the cool thing with Pocket TV is, yeah, you subscribe to this channel. It's on your phone, so you can go watch content on gaming and cars and everything that's going on out there. But you to enter the car, every time you subscribe, every day you are on Pocket TV. Every day you get an entry into Win My Ride. So while you are on Pocket TV and you're watching content, you get entries constantly to win this car. I mean, that's cool. So the project goes together. We've got a whole bunch of new sponsors and stuff, and not more companies coming in. You'll hear guys like Steel Road, Rod and Custom, King's Customs, Rockford Fosgate, Ace Customs still is involved with the project. Momo Tires is involved with the project. Mad Lab is involved with the project. Is Future Tech Fittings involved with the project. It's going to be insane. This thing is going to new levels, and we're really excited. So today on the guest, we are talking to Frank. Now, Frank is from OLE Connect, and he came into the project a little bit late, but yeah, he's a car guy. And it's always cool when you work with a company and there's a car guy, because then you can relate. So yeah, it's a great episode. Great way to talk, and great talking to Frank. Enjoy the show. We are talking to Frank Hart from OLE. Now, for everyone that wants to know, OLE is the company behind Win My Ride. So, and for the guys that's actually watched the show, watch the TV show and everything. So Win My Ride is a project where OLE and Pocket TV is giving away a wide body, E30. Oh God, I completely lost my train of thought there. So a wide body E30 that's now been completely rebuilt. Okay, so dude, thanks for being on the show, man, and talking to us about the whole project and stuff.
Great. It's wonderful to be here and having a chat with you, Joe.
All right, so when my ride started beginning, it was beginning of 2020, I think the whole thing started.
Yeah.
And the project was great. I mean, I've been involved with you guys now from day one, and the everything was great. Everything was going absolutely beautiful. And then obviously lockdown came and caused enormous amount of cock, more than anything else. But before we get into the whole car and the project, talk to us quickly just about who OLE is and Pocket TV and the whole platform and everything and how it all works.
Okay, OLE is a digital media company. We branch off in different directions in the sector, but specifically with Pocket TV, the nice thing about this platform is we've teamed up with MTN and we produce original video content for the platform. So, through the process, we met you, Joe, and put our heads together and we came up with this idea to produce our own content, but base that around the build of a custom car. So again, we teamed up with MTN and When My Ride was born. So this is where we are now.
Now, like I said, When My Ride, the thing that I loved about this project is, one, I don't think a lot of people know what really, I mean, you're a car guy. That's what I like working with.
Yeah.
So you're an actual car guy. We're not talking to a bunch of, developers and this type of stuff the whole time. You're a car guy and you understand the fact that building a car is not straightforward. It's not as easy actually as the TV shows and everybody shows you. And like I said, yeah, in any build, there's always problems and stuff that creeps up. I've never spoken to anyone, and I've been in this industry since I was 2, that went, oh, it's awesome. I bought a car and then I stripped it and then I fixed it and then I put it back together again. And it's like straightforward story. There's always so many things going into it. And with When My Ride wanted to go one step further. So one is you can actually see how the car gets built. So this is not just a E30 like some other competitions that we know, where the guys just took a car, painted it, put a set of wheels on it, and gave it away. This has been a complete nut and bolt restoration that's gone into this thing. And like we said, everything on the project went great, but then all of a sudden, like I said, lockdown happened. The car had to go into storage, and then the whole world changed. We thought it was going to be like a few weeks where the car goes into storage because all the shops and everybody was closed, and then the whole world changed at the same time. And we had to get this project back up and running again. So what do you like behind this whole thing, and what got you excited about the whole When My Ride project?
The fact I get to be involved with it, but for a change, I don't have to pay for it. I think that's amazing. Maybe edit that out. But look, the thing I love about it is working with you it's, to be very honest, it's been amazing so far. Being able to work with companies that have experience, they don't necessarily take shortcuts to get the job done. They get the job done properly. I'm extremely pedantic when it comes to things, especially when it comes to motor vehicles. I get that from my father. His stepfather was an accident assessor. And I learned at a very young age what to look for in a car, how to look at things. And I don't look at a car like a normal person would look at a car. They'll look at it. Oh, that looks wonderful. It's got a new spray job. It looks great. You can see there's a microscopic little bubble under that paint. There's some rust that wasn't sorted out. There's a little bit of filler here that shouldn't be there. And so that's what I like about this. We're working with people that have the same feel for it. When it comes to the fabrication, these guys know what they're doing. There's no shortcuts in that respect. So that, for me personally, is something that I love about this project.
So The project started off, we started off with Ace Customs. They went through and Ace stripped the car. We assessed the whole thing constantly. And, you know, we found an enormous amount of problems with the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We found, you know, when we purchased the car, like we keep saying, you know, you can go look at a car and you've got like a checklist that you want to try and get to, but especially with the type of stuff that we do, you don't know until you go until you start pulling out carpets and getting underneath this car and all this type of stuff until you know really what's going into it. So
exactly.
So you really don't know what's going on with it. And this car that we found, we went in, and once we started stripping it with so many E30s and stuff, you know, on a car that's like 40 years old, there's always a bumper bash that's happened somewhere along the line, you know.
For sure.
There's always some form of damage. There's always something, and this car was no different. When we really got into the car and we started stripping down, we saw that the car had a smash at some stage. We saw that there was some rust repair that was done on the car, but it was really, really badly done. The car that we bought actually did have a 3-8 motor in already. The car already had the motor in, but the guys didn't really know what they were doing when they were putting in. Especially because the car was running, it's an E30, but like the gearbox is from an E36, and all these things had to be realigned. They did upgrades on the suspensions, which when we really got into the car, we went, oi, that was just so bad. And we got to a point with this car when we had to go, wow, okay, stop. We still in Afrikaans, stop die lorry. We need to start again. Yeah. And that's the process. So over the last year, the car was sitting in limbo because obviously like you said, we found a lot more than what we wanted to. Also with the modifications made the car that the car and stuff had made it a little bit more difficult because we had to then sit and go, well, from a disc brake, do we go back to E30 or do we go on to E36? You know, what's the upgrades that we want to do? What's going to work on the car the whole time? So when it came to the build, we had to sit back and we had to reassess. We had to go, okay, cool. What's going to be the proper way forward now to go into it? Also, like we said, the rust that we found was way more, and the fixing. It just says, I hate it when someone don't fix something the right way. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
If you find rust in the floor and you put a plate in it, you know, there's like procedures that you go through. You know, you make feed roller to make sure of everything that goes into it. You make sure everything is straight again. You don't just paint over things. I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
So the car's now moved and the project is now back up and running again, completely. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. So the car's sitting with steel road at the moment to have any little bits of rust sorted out. There was mention of the various A pillar, B pillar that needed to be sorted out. That's being sorted out. Engine mounts are being sorted out. All of that type of thing is being sorted out. So basically, we're not doing a patch job. We're not putting a bit of paint over a broken frame. We're fixing it properly so that whoever actually at the end of the day wins the car is getting a car that doesn't just look the part, that doesn't drive the part, it's actually sorted properly, right from its bare metal chassis, bodywork to the way that it looks. It's a brilliant car at the end of the day.
Now, here's something that we haven't started talking about. Talking about the driving. So, once the car leaves Steel Road, it's going to another shop now. So now the car is going to our friends at King's Customs. Now, King's Customs have come into it and they've looked at this car and they've gone, oh, this suspension is just not going to do it. So King's Custom is now rebuilding this entire suspension of this car, but making sure that this car will actually be able to go on a track. So the whole chassis, everything is now getting upgraded in order. So you can go, this car can now become your Saturday or what Sunday track car if you want to. She will have that
100%.
capability, which I think is
100%. As far as I know. And then obviously on top of that, you need a bit of extra safety being on the track. So we're having a roll cage installed. So you get that feel of being in a race car, but a race car that you can drive on the public roads on a daily basis. Also part of that whole roll cage build that we're having done, it's going to be in such a way so that you're not going to have to get in through the window, but it's going to be
modified for comfort, if we want to put it that way. Yeah.
Yes, modified for comfort. I'm trying to think of this word now. I've completely lost my train of thought. Lego. What the hell's it called?
So, guys, now, so basically, what we've done now is we're taking this a little bit further. So, obviously, like all the other parts and stuff are still there. There was a few changes during lockdown. Obviously, there was a few change responses and stuff. And Mad Lab, who used to bring in DNA, has now actually started doing their own paint. And Mad Lab will be supplying the paint for this thing. So the color is still going to be completely. And you do not want to know what this paint job costs on this car. It's going to be absolutely insane. They're using a matte black on the bonnet. That normally when you paint a car matte black, it leaves oil marks when you touch the car. This doesn't.
100%, yeah.
This doesn't.
Yeah, that's a first on a car like this.
Okay, so the paint job is top of the range. The interior stuff, the Rockford sound system is still going into this whole thing. This car's getting sound deadened, so it's going to sound like a new car inside. The dashboard is being rebuilt. Everything you can think of on this car has actually been replaced. Future Tech fittings after Kings, and after the paint is on, the car is going to Future Tech fittings. Future Tech is fitting out this car with the most insane brake lines and fuel lines and fuel filters and fuel everything that goes into this thing. To be honest, I think this is going to be a one of a kind. I don't think
100%.
there is going to be another E30 in the country that's going to match up to this thing.
No, definitely not. And pretty much everything is being upgraded on the car. Exactly. Putting a new set of Willow brakes in. Yes. And that is going to be impressive because it's all fine and well that the car can go on the track, but if it can't stop, we're going to have a problem. So,
and we're not just doing the front like normal guys do. Okay, we're doing all round. Okay, so everything's getting new disc brakes. Everything's getting upgraded on this whole thing. All right, now, the one thing I think that everybody's now been asking, because there's a lot of guys that's actually entered the competition via SMS and this type of stuff. But I know that with MTN and everybody now getting involved and Pocket TV, there has been some changes. So what's happened now is there still SMSs and stuff going through? All the guys that's entered with SMSs, do they still have a chance to win? How's the whole platform changed now?
So yes, so if you've got an entry, you'll still have an entry. If you entered previously, that still stays in place. Obviously, we will be updating the website with all the different methods to enter the competition. But basically, if you subscribe to Pocket TV, you automatically get an entry.
That's PocketTV.mobi, am I right?
Pocket TV, that's POCKIT TV.mobi. Yeah,
we'll run we'll run it all in the links and explanations stuff of everything at any rate. So basically, anyone that's still scared that they've entered the competition but they're not, the entry is not still valid, it is. You can still win the car there, but obviously we want to encourage people to go to Pocket TV and stuff as well and go register. So the the Facebook pages, everything will be updated over the next few weeks. Everybody will see that there's new content and stuff coming through, so they can still continue tracking the build on when everything or how the car is being built, all the new companies that's involved and all the upgrades and stuff that's going onto the car. We'll also be releasing exactly all the ways that how you can actually now win this car. Because I think there is a few surprises in there with registering for Pocket TV, but I don't want to talk unless, because I don't have all the information in front of me yet. But all we want to say is that Win My Ride is back. Definitely.
It's back in full swing.
And if I understand correctly, the car will only be given away next year. I know we're still busy sorting out dates. However, what we do know is the car is going to be traveling through the country. So guys will actually get a chance to see the car in its full glory before the giveaway date. I think it's going through to some MTN stores around the country, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct. So those details will still be firming up, but it'll be part of at certain MTN stores in obviously the major malls throughout South Africa.
And then the big giveaway, I think, is going to be at MTN's head office, if I'm not mistaken. I hope there's going to be, I just hope this COVID thing is finished by then, so we can actually draw a nice crowd, get some music going. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Do you think they'll let me do some? I mean, we've got a tire sponsor. I can do burnouts, can't I?
Why not?
Check my contract with Win My Ride come to an end after the festival. Okay, but now listen, but we've gone through the business part of it. Okay, now you're a car guy, like we said. So what cars are you busy sitting with at the moment? What are you busy building? Or what are you playing with at the moment?
So basically I'm an Alpha guy. I'm an Alpheisty through and through. Now that might not be, something that most people like, because unfortunately Alpha has a bad reputation, especially in this country. Reason being, my personal opinion, is not because they badly engineered cars or because they just break, like maybe, people have this idea. But it's actually because you want to work on an Alpha, you need to know what you're doing. And most guys don't. So unfortunately, people like the look of the cars. They go and take it to some guy who's a so-called professional. He messes the car up. 6 months down the line, the car breaks and the car gets a bad reputation. Long story short, the Busos, I absolutely love their V6 engines. I'm sitting with, at the moment, I've got a 145 2-liter. I've got a 155 skinny that I'm going to be transplanting my 166 3-liter V6 into that. I'm going to be doing some mods on that. So that's kind of my build. But she's sitting outside under a cover at the moment, waiting for that to happen. So I've got that. I've got a GT 3.2 V6. I've got, what am I missing here? I've got the 166 3-liter.
How
that's
big
my
is
donor
your
car.
Garage, dude?
So
or do you like
it's a 2-car garage? Yeah. So when someone comes to visit, to say you'll see all the Alphas outside.
Oh, yeah.
You know where you are.
Oh, you're that
don't
guy.
Have a number.
Yeah, you're that guy.
I'm that guy. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm not going to give you my house number. You see the cars, you'll know.
Exactly.
And I've got a Porsche 98 as well. So that's also sitting in the works. Going to do some mods on that. That's an automatic. So I'm looking at doing a high stall torque converter on the car.
Yeah.
Possibly supercharging it as well.
Nice.
So that's all in the works at the moment.
But is that the V8, am I right?
That's a V8, yeah. I've got the 4.7 liter, the S model. So the second series of the 98s. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful car.
I love the shape.
Yeah.
I really do love that shape.
Yeah.
But it's because it's the one I grew up with. Well, I've obviously had in the 911. I know Frank and I actually had a conversation about this the one day, and I said to him, so why don't you just Alice it? And I think he almost put the phone down in my ear. So
very nearly, yeah. Very nearly.
Alice everything. No. Okay, that's how I feel.
Yeah, well, no, my mindset is, let me fix the original. I want it original. I don't mind adding a couple of extras, Supercharging? Why not?
Did they do?
Why not?
Who makes the supercharger for that? Do you get them straight from Porsche or what?
No, I will have to fabricate something based on an existing, not going to say where or what or how,
Yeah.
but I'm going to basically fabricate something
You want to make
that will work in that car.
You know, I'm very good friends with Edelbrock and those boys. You know, I'm sure we can get get something happening on that.
Well, you don't know yet, but I'll bring you my idea and you can see what you can do for me.
Done. I'll phone Chris. We'll get on it immediately. But yeah,
awesome,
dude. It's been absolutely awesome talking to you, man. Thank you so much for talking to us about the show. So the big thing that we want to take away from this show is when my ride is back. It's finally back, and we're very excited about the project. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm so happy they gave me someone to work at OLE that actually knows cars. Because when we initially started the project, the guys like cars, but they didn't understand it. So when you sit down with the technical detail, and it's like, oh, now we found rust and it's on the A pin and the B pin and this and everyone had just had this like glare look in their face. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Which is great, you know. But
that sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then when it's great when you work with a company and you've got someone in the company that actually understands the bull, because I think the problem is so many people have always been baffled by bullshit more than anyone else. So when you sit with someone in the company and you're going, okay, guys, this is what we're doing. This is why we need to do this thing. I mean, when you and I started talking about the thing, that I think that was the moment for me, is when I said, no, and okay, well, this is what we've done, but this is what we need to do now. And you having built cars and worked with cars, go, yeah, no, that's actually where we need to go. I mean, and we immediately started bringing in suggestions from your side of what we can do and how we can do and how we can make this car better. So, dude, thank you so much, man. You've made my life so much easier with working with this thing.
That's awesome. I'm happy to work with you. And I mean, you know what you're doing. Just like, you know, you're a car guy, like you said. And it's awesome also to have a bit of a takeaway from my normal run-of-the-mill job that I do. So it's great. It's great working with you on this project.
Dude, thank you so much for being on the show. So guys, go check out pockettv.mobi. We will obviously put all the links and everything in so guys can see it. Go check out this car. Go check out the new videos. I'm doing another video this week. That's also going to explain everything on the car that we're going to get out there. We've got photos coming in from Steel Road on all the fabrication and stuff going in. So there's going to be a lot more information coming in. This chassis, dude, I'm so excited about this suspension build. You've got no idea.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I can't wait to see it.
You know, I worked in a project a while back with the guys from Crossley and Webb. And it was a few years ago, and we were doing a C1 Corvette. And they wanted me to, part of the Corvette build was they wanted me to import it's called Art Morrison suspension from the US. Okay.
Yeah.
This is this specially made Art Morrison suspensions just for the C1 Corvette. And when you go and order this thing, this document you have to fill in, dude, I'm shit, you know, it's like this long as my arm, where they want to know everything, what motor, what headers, what piping, what color, everything that goes into it. And I sat with the guys there and I got the whole thing and they sent us photos with it. And the one guy phones me and he wasn't, and the whole project, he wasn't the big car guy. And he's like, I know cars and I love cars. He says, I've never sat and just stared at a chassis because it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. There's not even anything on it. And it's just, he says, you just stare at this chassis and you just, and I get it because I get the same when I look at guys that do proper fabrication and that type of stuff on it. And I mean, go check out, you guys check out King's Customs. You'll see the builds and stuff that they've done. They've done a seriously sick F100 now. We actually had Clarence on the show a while back. So go check out their work. So now you guys know who's in there. You know the level. Steel Road fabrication work is just insane. They're doing such a good job. I'm just excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to get this car done, and I can't wait to drive this thing, and get it out to everybody. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Cool. Thanks so much for having me, Joe. And yeah, I can't wait to see the progress on this project. Looking forward to the new content. Eh?
It's gonna be good. Okay, bro. You have a good one.
Amazing.
Okay, man.
You too, man.
Okay, thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.